What's up, guys? We're back with another vlog. We are going on a hike, me and my cousin, and I'm so sleepy. I hope I don't fall. I don't know. Look, I'm so tired.
What time?
9:30.
Okay, great. I'm Michael.
Hi, I'm Sue.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome, guys. Lovingly named him P22, which stands for Puma 22. He's got a Facebook. That's for real. He does. Back in 2012, he successfully navigated the 405 and 101 freeways and found himself situated here in Griffith Park, and then realized that he was all alone. There was nobody else like him around, and they were going to relocate him, but they decided, since he hasn't really been a nuisance to any of the people that are living in the area or hiking in the area, they just sort of left him. He's been pretty adept at hunting mule deer. They think he lives. Los Angeles Zoo is also on the property, and about 3 years ago, he broke into the zoo one night and had a koala bear buffet, which I can imagine the workers when they came to work the next morning, because I guess it was pretty gruesome. But yes, he's known as P22. A lot of the local residents, we call him George. You won't see him because he's nocturnal. The coyotes come out in the evening time, but again, they're kind of scared of people, so you won't see them either. But I live in Runyon Canyon, which is one canyon over, and you can come home late at night from the bars and see a pack of coyotes. It's not unusual to see them running through the neighborhoods, especially in the wee hours of the morning, as they get more and more desperate for food. Will come further into the neighborhoods looking for things to eat. We are on the eastern end of the Santa Monica Mountains, which is part of the mountain lion's habitat, which is why he kind of moseyed on over here. But when you guys think of Southern California, what's the one tree that you think of when you think about Hollywood or LA? Palm trees. Palm trees are fake. They've been imported. Just like to the area. It's called the date palm. There's a couple of them on the trail. I'll point them out as we go. They look like, used to read Hollywood Land. And the reason why I read Hollywood Land was it was an advertisement. It was a billboard for a real estate development. Albert goes into a spiral of depression, starts drinking, and one night he drives his car into the H of the sign from the top, the service road up there, drives it off the road into the H. Instead of getting mad at Albert, Harry decides to offer Albert a job because he felt bad. So he gave Albert a job driving the residents of the Hollywood Land Estates up and down, to and from their homes, back down to Hollywood Boulevard, like in a shuttle bus or a shuttle sort of limo car. Yeah, very early shuttle service. And probably the only guy that I know that got in a drunk driving accident and then was offered a job driving. So by the early 40s to mid 40s, because there was no caretaker anymore, the sign started to show signs of wear. It had been set fire a couple times, some of the letters. The land part was starting to fall off. And a lot of the residents were like, just tear it down. We don't need it anymore. It's an eyesore. And the city of LA and the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce stepped in and said, no, now this sign has sort of become a beacon and a symbol of the city and the newly developing film industry here. So they came in and they bought the land around the sign, bought the sign, repaired it. They took the land part completely off because now everybody was, you know, the city was known as Hollywood. And that was pretty much the sign as it was through the 1970s. With a couple repaints here and there. This is bamboo, also not native to Southern California. Although I feel like they're starting to infiltrate the bamboo because they realize how much P-22 likes koalas. So my theory is that we'll be trying to infiltrate koalas into the area just to give him a steady diet. That's my theory. What?
Okay, how did Harry Chandler come up with
Hollywood. They met a person on the train who had a ranch. Front on view of the sign that you'll have. Like, that's its bloom. It sprouts these trees, and these beautiful little bloom trees.
the cheese? It looks weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like cool. Like,
And the one that's leaning to the side, obviously that one is dead. But we'll see some better examples on the hike. But yeah, they have these beautiful flowery blooms. But that's tequila. Speaking of tequila and drinking, this is a very hot hike. You need to consume a lot of water. So if you are planning on drinking, no matter what you think, or did that. But I'm not sure if that's still part of the Cahuenga Pass people. They put that up. It looks more modern than that.
Look at this house right here.
Okay, I'm not dating myself because this is way before my time. But does anybody know who Crosby, Stills and Nash is? Come on. Crosby, Stills and Nash, folk group, economic raise, and then you walk by and they just look at you like, what? We're protected. Like, we're not afraid of you. He's like a Banksy. Like, he spray paints his logo on things, and it's basically two hands, like, you know. It's known as Jesus hands. And he picked the busiest day he could think of, which was New Year's Eve, the night that we were about to legalize marijuana in California. And he got with his ex-wife and said, hey, let's have a little bonding activity. They climbed up to the sign with black tarps and successfully morphed the sign to say Holly Weed.
Oh, yeah, I seen
using
that.
those black tarps to celebrate the legalization of marijuana in California. It remained like that till about 1 p.m. New Year's. Yeah. Hey, look at my boy Jesus Hands just made the Hollyweed sign. And so, of course, he got a knock on his door by the LAPD. He was fined $1,000 plus a lot of penalties. But when you think about it, like, for the exposure and his art, like, it was like marketing. I'm sure he wrote that cost off as like a marketing expense. But that's just one example. In 1976, some Caltech students got up there and made it say Hollyweed when they were trying to legalize marijuana. The Pope came in 1982. Again, Caltech students climbed up there and blacked it out so it said hell for the Pope. But yeah, it's been a subject of many, many pranks. So we're going to keep walking this way, guys.
Yeah. Oh, they're partying. Oh.
All right. You made it. You made it. You made it. A couple of thoughts on what photos work really well here. There's one that I like to call Chasing the Dream, which is
It's a beautiful view, guys.
they don't mind it. Take a little break.
Damn, look.
You see the this is the 101 cream, I think maybe the green cream, that's like 1, 2, 3, like a Neapolitan.
Yeah.
Anybody make that out? It's Mickey's hat, yeah, from Fantasia.
Guys, this view though, look at this. That's where Michael Jackson was buried. These are all the famous people were buried. Up with the Hollywood sign now. Still good. I'm alive, guys. I'm still here.
Alright, welcome to Dr. Evil Player. It's the only place in LA where the sign is completely straight. Right, yeah, all this area, flat space there by the water tower, and you can see the entire trail. It's big enough to fit a car in, and not by much. Literally, the original Batmobile built by George Barris cleared the cave by about an inch on each side. So they had to slowly drive it in and back it in and drive it in and out, and then they just sped the film up. So if you look at the beginning credits, you can see it looks a little choppy because they had to speed the film up because they couldn't drive it too fast. So that's the Bat Cave, and then if you follow the cave over, do you see the castle-looking building? That's the Hollywood Castle. It was built in 1792. I'm just kidding. It was built in 1984. It's called the Hollywood.
Yep, we're still walking, guys. Long hike. Worth it though, right?
I haven't seen that.
It's really worth it, guys.
It's not.
All right. Welcome to the summit, the very top of Mount Leeds.
Hey, back up, Daniel. Daniel, come here.
I'm on the bed.
So you can see Beechwood Canyon straight out. At the top of Beechwood here is where all Beechwood Drive. It's the only place in LA where the sign is completely straight because it was built for that purpose.
That little circle right there?
Right, yeah, all this area here on top of the, yeah. You can look at there's the photo stop number 2. There, yeah.
Start. So all cars on this side.
On that side of the ridge. Who wants to go first for pictures? Okay.
All right, guys, we're on the way back to the spot. We're done with the hike. Well, we're not basically done. We're just going back down the hill now. After this, we're going to Santa Monica Beach. We're gonna see what's over there. I've never been over there. It's my first time. Santa Monica Beach.
North Cherokee Avenue.
Alright, guys, we are now going to Venice Beach, and I'm ready to go. ¿Qué pasó, amigos? Pues ya salimos de comer, ya todo lleno. Pero ¿a dónde vamos ahora? ¿Ya? Nos vamos para la playa ahora, porque ya acabamos de comer y pues vamos a enseñarles acá. So they said they actually imported the palm trees from Cuba, right? That's what you said? From Cuba. I didn't even knew that shit, to be honest. But look at the view though, it's so see the whole city over there. I feel like I'm in a GTA 5 game right now. It's fucking, yo man, it's fucking 80s. Look out here.
Okay, that's fine.
We came to get some margaritas next to the beach.